英国政府去年3月发布综合政策评估，在俄乌战争爆发与台海冲突风险日益升高之后，英国政府决定更新该份报告，目前正进行重审。英国下议院外交事务委员会18日提出修改英国政府原版综合政策评估的建议报告书，并指出台湾是英国在印太区域利益的核心部分，中共若侵略台湾，将对英中关系造成极重大挑战。英国外委会的建议报告表示，原版综合政策评估强调英国要发展与印太区域的关系，而台湾攸关英国在该区域利益的核心，所以建议报告强调，英国政府只认知其对中国的一中政策立场，而不是接受它。英国支持台湾的政策立场就是不应以武力改变现状，这是一个重要的区别。
是英国国会下议院，
中共升高台海紧张，国际正要持续接力行动，力挺台湾。英国国会下议院外委会主席科恩斯在12月初率团访台时表示，民主政体之间对话是完全正确，台湾应以正式成员身份参与更多国际多边组织，包括 WHO， 并强调台湾有朋友，不是孤立无援。
So I think the message is very clearly that Taiwan has friends, and Taiwan does not stand alone. But we must all do everything we can to prevent any descent into.
英国国会外交委员会18日针对英国政府原版综合政策评估发布建议报告书，指出原本将中共定为系统性竞争对手，该委员会建议书支持将措辞改为威胁，但是前提是需有精心调整和相称的政策改变，而不是空洞的言辞。新版综合政策评估可望明年3月发布。新唐亚太电视国际新闻组张俊敏编译。
最近多方信息显示，大陆感染中共病毒的人数激增，其中北京等地的火葬场昼夜运转，也无法满足火化等殡葬需求。新唐人记者致电北京东郊、通州、大兴、房山、八宝山、昌平、顺义等殡仪馆，但不是没人接听，就是直接挂断。最后，延庆殡仪馆总算有人接听。
咱现在火化排着车了，车排有2公里了。您联系就近的问一下吧，因为人送过来只能在车上放的。
延庆殡仪馆工作人员介绍说，该殡仪馆是个小馆，只有3台火化炉，平均火化一具遗体要将近2小时。虽然24小时不停运作，也根本无法及时处理遗体。网上影片显示，北京八宝山殡仪馆外面，前来办理寄存骨灰手续的车子排起了长龙，直到长安街。北京东郊殡仪馆是官方指定的处理染疫患者遗体的火葬场之一。《华尔街日报》16号报道，该殡仪馆工作人员表示，平时通常送来30-40具尸体，现在每天大约有200具。殡仪馆24小时连轴转也忙不过来，许多工作人员也感染了病毒。路透社报道，密云殡仪馆的火化服务需求也在不断积压，许多员工被检测出阳性。怀柔殡仪馆则透露，现在遗体平均需要等3天才能火化。在网上，一位北京网友发帖称，自己父亲过世后，联系多家殡仪馆都没有空位，拉到王府医院太平间也说没地方，被迫又拉回家，报警打12345热线也不管用。网友感叹，人死了没地方放，不能放家里吧。相对北京而言，上海目前还没有传出殡仪馆爆满的状况。不过，上海地铁一名工作人员告诉大纪元，很多地铁工作人员都染疫，还频繁出现乘客猝死的现象。该工作人员提供的一份上海地铁公司下发的通知称，近期乘客猝死多发，要求车站强化落实日常巡视检查。上海市民严先生也表示，上海疫情传播很快，自己认识的人就有很多被感染。
感觉好像打得多的人吧，像这个人好像重症反而多，没打针的重症也有，但是少。
12月7号，中共当局在医疗系统等未做充分准备的情况下，突然从长期极端清零封控急转放开，随之各地感染病例急剧增加。再加上当前正值感冒等流行病多发季节，民众经过3年封控后健康状况差，封控时与解封后都无法及时就医等，各地病患，尤其是老年病患得不到有效救治，很多人因此不幸离世。 但大陆国家卫健委从7号之后就再没有更新过疫情死亡数字，最后一个死亡病例还停留在12月3号。网络信息显示，除了北京之外，辽宁沈阳、河北石家庄、黑龙江双鸭山等地据传也都出现殡仪馆爆满、遗体无处存放的景象。新唐人电视李谦长春中原采访报道。
这是一条通往北京指定的中共病毒感染死亡者火葬场的车道。周六下午，在北京东郊的殡仪馆外，看到大约有30辆灵车和汽车排队，一辆皮卡车运来一具裹着毯子的尸体。停车场的保安和殡仪馆一家骨灰盒店的老板告诉路透社记者，与12月7日放松疫情防控前相比，这段时间的死亡人数更多。中共突然放松疫情管控，在毫无计划和准备的情况下急速开放，各地感染人数激增。北京居民已经纷纷开始囤积药品。北京各区在体育场馆或娱乐中心设立临时发热门诊，到目前为止，北京的发热门诊数量增加了2倍多，达300多家。
你去朝阳医院排着吧，最起码的，朝阳医院人多，死一个能空出一个位置。我们这儿今天才死了10多个，也就空出10多个床。排不上，我想救我爸，没有机会。那儿一个个的老人都在等床位。
卫生专家预测，中国将在未来1-2个月内面临感染高峰。中共卫生部最后一次报告中共病毒死亡病例是在12月3日，目前还不清楚中国有多少人死于中共病毒。由于中共隐瞒真实数据，官方报告的死亡人数只有5235人，而美国的报告估计110万人死于中共病毒。新唐人电视台记者李清怡荣誉综合报道。
China sent the Zhuk 2 rocket into space on Wednesday, December 14th. The rocket was made by Beijing Blue Arrow Space Technology Company Limited, or Blue Arrow Space. As Zhuk 2 could not get into orbit, the 14 satellites it carried along were also lost. Zhuk 2 is the world's first attempt to launch a rocket powered by methane. On Wednesday, at Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in China's Gobi Desert, several commercial satellites were launched into sun-synchronous orbit. However, as the second-stage thrusters of the rocket seemed to stop working, all of the satellites were lost. Usually, Beijing would announce right away after a successful orbit, but until press time, China's space agency hadn't said anything about the launch yet. A video posted on Twitter shows that after the launch, there was a problem with the second-stage booster that kept Zhuk 2 from going fast enough to reach orbital speed. According to reports, the rocket's first stage performed well for 5 minutes before malfunctioning and failing to reach its intended speed and altitude. The second stage's main engine shut down and the payload fairing detached in mid-flight. At the end of 2014, China opened a part of the space domain to private funding. This resulted in the creation of hundreds of companies launching, operating, and producing satellites, ground stations, and spin-off applications. Blue Arrow Aerospace is also a private space company. China's military-civilian fusion plan grants sensitive dual-use technologies to private companies. Before manufacturing its commercial methane rocket engine, China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation did research on methane and liquid oxygen engines.
This is 我国喷气式支线客机首次进入海外市场，对于构建“一带一路”新发展格局，服务于国际国内双循环发展格局，具有重要的历史意义。中国商飞将努力融入全球民航市场，适应全球民航的运行理念、管理理念和运行环境，加快建设世界一流航空企业。
Throughout the company, the management team, including all specialists, is full of enthusiasm, anticipation, and confidence in the ARJ 21700. Everyone is ready to meet her on the scene in Jakarta.
The Wu Maodang, or the 50 Cent Army, is a group of mercenaries trained for cyber warfare. They attack in order to support the decisions of the Chinese Communist Party, the ideology of the CCP, and to discredit those perceived as rivals. The United States and Taiwan are especially targeted by this cognitive attack army. Effectively, they target the ideas, thoughts, opinions, complaints, and concepts of social media users. At key moments for public opinion, they launch a cognitive combat to steer perceptions in a certain direction, take sides, cast doubt on certain truths, and disorient people. Their main task is to misinform. In that way, and for those who are not well informed and have strong moral compass, chaos is generated to the point where people no longer know what is true, what is right, and what is real. War is almost never waged with violence. The CCP takes advantage of the chaos to instill a friendly, reassuring, and seemingly wise narrative. However, its intent is anything but. The Wu Maodang are among ordinary people. They have their genuine social media accounts, and so do their followers. From their personal accounts on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other social networks, they aspire to influence public opinion. They use common tricks. They twist the truth, sow discord by discrediting others, instill uncertainty by using fear to their advantage, and thus assemble a cocktail of manipulation. The Wu Maodang were born with the advent of the internet. When the door to online social criticism opened, the CCP had to develop ways to control that. The CCP's cognitive army is fueled by money, hence the name by which the Chinese ironically call the internet trolls. Wu is 5 in Chinese, and Mao is the designation for 10 cents. 50 cents is what the CCP pays for each of the publications supporting the regime. And so they were baptized in 2010 by the official Chinese newspaper. In the early days of the internet, they were people who propagandized the CCP and whose mission was to defend the party's guidelines that could be criticized through the networks. If you consider the number of Chinese inhabitants and the number of users of social networks, the army has to be very large. In fact, it is an immense force. In 2017, a study by Harvard, Stanford, and California universities analyzed tens of thousands of posts on Chinese social networks and internet forums. It is suspected that the Chinese government hired about 2 million people to surreptitiously insert themselves under pseudonyms and write misleading texts that are mixed with real opinions on social networks, as if they were the genuine opinions of ordinary people. The authors argue that the purpose of this is to distract the public and deter anti-government protest. Through the Wu Maodang, the CCP fabricates social media posts for strategic distraction from sensitive or compromising issues. For ordinary people, the use of social media is part of everyday life. The tendency is to believe that one's own opinion counts, and that is why it is made public. However, be careful what you believe. Maybe it is a lie fabricated by the CCP, but it doesn't look like it. That is precisely the threat. The Chinese regime is the main shaper of the global governance of information and technology, precisely because it has managed to make almost nobody notice it.